The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that doing.
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see your access to U.S. dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
If you've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population, this place absolutely outshines it.
It's Monday, the 12th day of January 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Just want to give a big shout out to Hot 107.5. Thankfully, we can still pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamel Hartman, and we'll have a news break from Simone Vaughn in a bit. How's everyone feeling today? Happy Monday. Did you all have a great weekend? What did you do? I watched a bit of the American throw football. Watched some of that. I don't know if you all are into that sport, but it was pretty exciting. Some exciting things. Very close games. I know we have some audience members whose teams did not do so well this weekend, so I'm not sure if they're going to be joining us this morning. But to the Eagles fans and the Jacksonville Jaguars fans, and to the who else lost? Not the Bills. The Chargers, they lost, and four teams lost so far, and then there's another game tonight. But if you're into the American version of football, it was some exciting games. It was great advertisement for the game. All right. Well, we've got Tanya Cheeseman says, happy Monday, TDH. Happy Monday to you as well, Tanya. Suzanne Ingham says, happy Monday, 12 January 2026, Jamel and TDH team. And the same to you, Suzanne. We've got Tanya Cheeseman says, it's my birthday today. Well, happy birthday to you, Tanya Cheeseman. Happy birthday. Honestly, thank you for joining us on your birthday. Audience, please make sure you give Tanya Cheeseman the best birthday wishes. And Tanya, we are wishing you your best year yet, wishing you many, many more years of happiness and great health. Ms. Ellen Kate Horton says, good morning, everyone. Jamel, I trust you're feeling great. And good morning to you. And I hope you're feeling great as well. Thank you. Well, greetings, everyone. And thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome our first guest, hopefully, of the year. Hopefully, we'll have former government minister and CEO of Intel Communications, a man who's played an integral role in my career, legendary media executive in Bermuda, Glenn Blakeney. So hopefully we can get Glenn on at some point today. The daily play is going to be Bermuda Trivia today. All right, so Bermuda Trivia today's get your thinking caps on. Also, do us a favor, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe on our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, we've got a lot to discuss. Suzanne Ingham saying, happy birthday, Tanya. We got Ms. Ellen Kate Horton also sending out birthday wishes to you, Tanya. Yeah, show up for our fellow TDH community members, audience. So real quickly, we got started last week, right? But before we get into today's discussion, just want to briefly address something personal. So immediately after last week's show, I actually suffered a medical setback. I had this excruciating pain in my abdominal area, and I ended up in the hospital where kidney stones revealed kidney stone was blocking my urethra, causing swelling and bleeding in my kidney. So it was a level of pain that I would not wish on anyone. Seriously, it was painful. Right now, doctors are monitoring the situation to see whether the stone will pass on its own or if I'll need surgery in the coming days. But I do want to say this, that the messages, calls, check-ins received were overwhelming in the best way. And to everyone who reached out with kind words or genuine concern, I say thank you. Your support and well wishes are deeply appreciated. All right. So thank you. But let's get into today's discussion. So we are in a new calendar year, but there's one headline from the end of 2025 that I believe deserves a closer look. And that's our friends at the Bermuda Tourism Authority, who signed about $32 million in contracts last year. Now, on one hand, tourism is our economic lifeline. We understand that visibility matters. Big events matter. Global exposure matters. Deals like the Bermuda Championship and SailGP, they literally put Bermuda on screens around the world and help keep us competitive in a crowded market. But here's the question many Bermudians are quietly asking. Are we getting real value for that $32 million? When most of that money goes toward international events and marketing contracts, it raises a bigger conversation about priorities. How much of this investment translates into full hotels, steady jobs, and opportunities for local businesses, not just for a weekend, but year-round? And just as important, how clearly are we measuring success? Are we tracking return on investment in a way that the public can see and understand? Or are we simply assuming that visibility automatically equals benefit? This isn't about being anti-tourism. It's about being smart tourism. It's about making sure that big spending delivers big results and that Bermudians feel the impact in their everyday lives. So questions this morning. How do you believe Bermuda's tourism dollars should be spent? And does the Bermuda Tourism Authority do enough to justify its existence? Let me be clear in what I'm about to say. I said it prior to working in tourism. I said it while working in tourism. And I'm going to say it until things change for tourism. You can eliminate the Department of Tourism, the Bermuda Tourism Authority, and I guarantee you Bermuda's fortunes will not change. I stand on that. I guarantee you that if the minister today put forth a bill to eliminate the Bermuda Tourism Authority, Bermuda's fortunes won't change. And I believe that would be the case for probably the last 20 years. I truly believe that. And let me tell you why. One, the hotels, their salespeople would deliver. I guarantee you, the hotels have their own salespeople. They would deliver. I think the general public, especially as more people begin to struggle, they're getting tired of seeing millions of dollars thrown in spaces where you cannot prove that it's delivering results. You cannot prove it. So let's take a little look at what I'm talking about this morning. Let's get into it. 32 million worth of contracts in 2025, right? Bermuda Championship, valued at over 17 million running through 2028. A hosting agreement with SailGP valued at about 6.6 million. Right? So where the money went? As mentioned, the largest contract went to the, wait for it, Butterfield Bermuda Championship. Folks, Butterfield, is that not the bank? Why, for the Butterfield Bermuda Championship, are taxpayers paying for the marketing? Work with me, audience, work with me. Because I don't think we were loud enough about stuff like this. Then Sail GP. Now, I am not against any of these events. Let me be clear. Eliminate the Bermuda Tourism Authority if this is what we're doing with our dollars. Sail GP is a major spectator and broadcast event that drew thousands of attendees, tens of millions of media views. And awareness is great. But as I mentioned earlier, where's the return on investment? Marketing and PR. BTA contracted digital marketing, advertising, public relations, and international media deals, including six-figure contracts with agencies for advertising, social media management, and tourism promotion. Why are we okay with this? Why are we okay with this? Economic impact and data. Contracts were issued for economic impact analysis, data dashboards, and research services to better measure and understand tourism outcomes. Really? Here's what this means for Bermuda. Golf, the championship, and Sail GP, the aim is to keep Bermuda visible internationally, to attract visitors and position the island as a destination for big name events. And I'm all in favor of multi-year agreements. I believe that's a great strategy. But we have to question the spending priorities of this government-funded organization. 32 million tied to big events and marketing. The focus seems to be on external visibility and attracting international visitors rather than, for example, local small business support or niche cultural tourism. Transparency and accountability. Now, we found this out via public notice listing contracts valued over $50,000, showing some level of openness about spending, but not necessarily public justification for how these deals were chosen or how success will be measured. And critics might ask whether contract decisions reflect value for money or whether spending could be better balanced with support for grassroots tourism and local experiences. Now, it's worth noting that the Bermuda Tourism Authority also dealt with internal workplace concerns in 2025, which prompted a culture review and leadership changes. Now, that adds a bit of context on organizational changes behind these contract decisions. We don't know when they were signed. But again, audience, as you hear all of this, as you listen to all of this, the question of the morning, how do you believe Bermuda tourism dollars should be spent? And does the Bermuda Tourism Authority do enough to justify its existence? What are your thoughts? Ms. Ellen Kate Horton says Hazel Clark is a huge miss. I agree. She goes on to say, I agree with your guarantee. Yeah, I guarantee you, audience, I guarantee you, if the government of Bermuda said today, we will eliminate the Bermuda Tourism Authority, Bermuda's fortunes will not change. They won't change. They will not change. The government would not do that. They won't do that because of the heat that will come with it. But I guarantee you it won't change. Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure. Dr. Maria Siemens says, legal waste supporters by leaders. That's what it sounds like. I concur. I absolutely agree. This is a waste of money. How are we as a community not upset about this? How are we okay with this? How are we okay with this? Help me understand that. Why are we fine? I mean, you're talking $32 million. Money that is going to, I mentioned this years ago to you all. A book I purchased is called Field of Dreams, right? And if you know anything about sports in the cities in the United States, the reason they have franchises and not clubs that are rooted to cities in this United States of America is because these billionaires, right, basically hold cities hostage or ransom to get the cities to, or the states or the towns to fund their billionaire stadiums. And they threaten that, if you don't give us the money, we'll relocate the team. I'm going to be real with you. Take that Bermuda Championship and call it the Jamaica Championship if it's costing so much money where we can't measure true results. And I know that, people felt, we lost SailGP. Sometimes it's only a loss if you reject what you don't believe makes sense. We can't look at everything that we don't go through with as a loss. Some things make sense to say, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. This is not how we should operate. Audience, make sure you're sharing this conversation because your fellow Bermudians need to know how their taxpaying dollars are being spent. Let me ask you a question. Yes or no? Are you comfortable with $32 million? Yes or no? Are you comfortable with $32 million going to the Bermuda Championship and SailGP? Like, do we know what the conditions of these agreements are? How do we measure success? Are you comfortable? Yes or no? Are you comfortable with your tax-paying dollars going to the Butterfield Championship or whatever it's called, Bermuda Championship, and SailGP? Yes or no? Kenton Trott says, is there any form of procurement process or do they just grant contracts as they see fit? That's a valid question. And again, folks, let me be clear. This is not about being anti-tourism or anti-BTA. But how do we measure it? And if it's based on views, then say that. But then this is how I say, I've never been in marketing. I've been a sales guy, but I've always questioned marketing. Always questioned marketing. Because at the end of the day, there are ways to measure stuff. Even as a salesperson, you can use QR codes, which is the easiest thing to do today, right? You can do, what's those things? Promotional codes. There are so many different things to do where it can be measured. I've said it on this show before, and I'll say it again. I believe that people in marketing have been getting away with false success for years. I truly believe that. I asked you all, are you all comfortable with your tax-paying dollars, $32 million of it going towards the Bermuda Championship and CLGP? And Dr. Maria Siemens says no. Suzanne Ingham says no, I'm not comfortable with my money going there. Ellen Kate Horton says no. All right. Glenn O'Chase says, good morning. Take into consideration the cost of international media exposure, for instance, then consider the on-island trickle-down impact, ground transportation, accommodation, restaurants, even limited entertainment musicians. The data needs to be examined and do the math. I don't know if you heard what I said, but it's not being, okay, let me go back because I want to respond to you respectfully, Mr. Chase. What I said earlier was that how much of this money, right? When most of the money goes toward major international events and marketing contracts, it raises a bigger conversation about priorities. How much of this investment translates into full hotels, steady jobs, and opportunities for local businesses? Not just for that weekend or a weekend, but year round. So I don't disagree with you, but that international media exposure has to translate to the impact that when I worked in tourism, my mindset was I got to deliver for my family in tourism. How is that measured? Because from what I know, the hotels are still at 8%. Go down to Lauren right now. Go around Hamilton Princess. I mean, shucks, I'm thinking of hotels to name because we don't have many open. You would think because there's so few hotels, they'll be full. At least with the money that the BTA gets and the money that they're spending, hotels should be full, right? There's not many to choose from. Cambridge Beaches, St. Regis, Rosewood. Folks, that's the measure right there. You know, I think it was Charles H. Jefferson II used to say that the way to measure tourism success isn't in what the organization tells you they've done. It's in how those in the industry are able to live. Are they working or are they laid off? Are jobs being created? Think about that. Shamari Sky says the St. George's Visitor Center is closed on Sundays during peak tourist season. That should tell you all we need to know about Bermuda tourism as a whole. Suzanne Ingham says, why do they feel such freedom to waste taxpayers' dollars? Fire them all. Jamel, you're in charge and you select your team. You've been elected. No, get on with it, Jamel. Here's the thing. I'm too honest of a person to actually work with the Bermuda Tourism Authority right now. And that's not to say I believe people who work there are dishonest. What I mean by that is I would not want to join a situation where I don't believe I can fix it in the time frame that I believe it should be done. Do I believe there are people who can do that? Yes. But I'm honest with myself. I know where my strengths lie. My strengths are in media and communications. I did not enjoy working in tourism, but I loved Bermuda. I think the tourism industry is one of the most exploitive, if not the most, in the Western Hemisphere. But I do believe a lot of positive can come out of it when all people benefit. This is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure. Folks, we're having some trouble, so if we're not able to bring Mr. Blakeney in, we'll reschedule him for another date. But we've got to go to the news break. I see other comments. We'll get to your comments, but keep them coming. We'll get through this, but this is an important conversation. If you haven't, make sure you're sharing this conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues, Facebook, whatever social media platform you're on. But we're going to continue this conversation. This is important. We need all hands on deck. We need to figure out how we need to move or how best to move as it relates to our tourism dollars. All right. Folks, let's give some love to Titan Express and Secure, and then we'll go to Simone Vaughn for your daily hour news break. All righty. All righty. Okay. I thought we were going to give some love to Titan Express and Secure. Give us a second, and we will do just that. We will do just that. In the meantime, let me just read. Oh, here we go.
The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural experiences, they set the standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you.
All right, let's go to your daily hour news break with Simone Vaughn.
Good morning, Bermuda. Today's news is brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Since 1984, Bermuda has counted on People's Pharmacy. 4 decades of care, service, and heart. Here's to 41 years of growing together. Starting off today's news, the Ministry of Public Works and Environment has announced temporary closures at the Bermuda Aquarium, Museum, and Zoo to allow for essential maintenance work on the North Rock tank. The establishment will close to visitors from 12 p.m. Monday, January 12th, and reopen at 9 a.m. on Thursday, January 15th. The work involves preparations for reseating the tank's large acrylic viewing windows and requires crane operations at the facility's front entrance. Officials said the closures are necessary to ensure the safety of visitors, staff, and animals. The ministry noted that the work is weather dependent and closure times may change if conditions are unsuitable. Additional short-term closures are expected in the coming months with advance notice to the public. The North Rock tank is expected to reopen in April 2026, and updates will be shared through their official social media channels. Continuing with our news for today, the University of Toronto varsity blue men's swimming team, ranked 4th nationally, earned a 50-39 dual meet victory over the York Lions this past Saturday, led by a standout performance from first-year swimmer and Bermuda's own Elijah Daly. The Bermudian freshman won 3 events: the 50-meter breaststroke, the 100-meter breaststroke, and the 100-meter individual medley, providing the decisive points as Toronto held off a competitive York side. The win maintains the Blues' strong momentum heading into a busy mid-season schedule and builds confidence ahead of the OUA Championships in February. Last in the news for today, Bermuda's largest annual culinary promotion is set to return this week on January 16th through to February 16th, 2026, showcasing the island's diverse and elevated food scene. Restaurant Weeks will feature a wide range of participating eateries offering specially curated 2-course lunches and 3-course dinners, highlighting everything from fresh local seafood to international flavors. Organizers say the event was created to celebrate Bermuda's food culture and the people behind it, while encouraging residents and visitors to explore the island's dining scene. The month-long promotion invites diners to gather with friends and family, support local restaurants, and kick off the new year by discovering the culinary experiences Bermuda has to offer. Now it's time to take a look at the forecast. For the weather today, we're looking at a high of 70 degrees and a low of 63. The chance of precipitation is currently at 30%. Rain showers are expected through the morning. That's all from the news break today. My name is Simone Vaughn, and thanks for tuning in.
Alrighty, thanks for that, Simone. Folks, days of the year. So it's it's National Hot Tea Day. So I got to ask you, what is your favorite tea? What's your favorite flavor of tea? I'll go first. My favorite tea. It's going to be ginger, lemon ginger. I'm going to go with lemon ginger. I can drink ginger tea on the hottest day of the year in the heat. Yeah, I'm going to go with lemon ginger. What's your favorite flavor of tea? Favorite tea? Do you, first of all, because I've never had coffee, and people laugh at me when I say that. I'm like, no, I'm a tea guy. Like, I don't know. I've just never been interested. I don't know if I've never liked the smell of it or something, but never had coffee. But lemon ginger tea is my favorite. What's your favorite tea? We've got Sean Smith says green and ginger tea. Okay. Tanya Cheeseman says lemon, ginger, and cinnamon. We've got vanilla mocha, says Dr. Maria Seaman. We've got Stacey Ann Brown says chai and hibiscus. Right, hibiscus. What is it called? I've had a really nice hibiscus tea. I'm trying to think what brand. I was trying to think what brand. But keep them coming. Let us know what's your favorite tea, folks. We're going to take a quick break. Again, we've had some challenges with Mr. Blakeney, so we'll probably reschedule for this coming Friday. All right. But we're going to take our first break. Don't go anywhere. We will continue the conversation that we're having this morning regarding the BTA and our tax-paying dollars and how they are spent. Stick with us. In the meantime, you know what to do.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Take a look at our workforce for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places, and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Paired with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Big Show. Jamal Hartman here. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Linda's People's Pharmacy. Big shout out to Hot 107.5, where we are pumping through the radio airwaves on a regular basis with these live community conversations. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Let's take this moment, if you have not already, folks, if you have not already, let's take this moment real quickly to, if you're on streaming with us on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or Twitter X or Instagram, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Make sure everyone you know has access to these most important community conversations as possible. One of the things that I take great pride in is the TDH community's ability to engage, to provide solutions, to confront various issues head on. I think you all do more for our community than some of you even think. These are conversation starters. Some people say, oh, all talk, no action. Actually, talk is a form of action. It's something that all of you with your voices should be proud of. When we see something wrong and we have these discussions, to me, it's not just talking about it, but it's actually brainstorming sessions to figure out how can we make a difference? What can we do? You know, I tell people all the time, it was this guy when we first started the Daily Hour. I think he was just as they used to, I don't know if they still use the term internet troll. And remember during the pandemic, when we started this, so many people just were starting these live programs and whatnot. And said, oh, real men don't sit behind mics, they lift brick. Sir John Swan's a real man to me. He sat behind a desk. The Gibbons family, Butterfields, Dr. Hewitt Brown, Glenn Blakeney. The mindset is what keeps us enslaved, that mindset. So I'm telling you, if you have discussions about solving issues within our community, you are a part of the solution, not the problem. Don't let anyone make you believe that you're not doing enough if you at least having community conversations with others. So thank you for your contribution in engaging, or even if you just listen or watch. Because by listening and watching, you are taking things in that you may not have thought about. As stated, we'll likely have to reschedule Mr. Blakeney for this coming Friday. We're just having some technical challenges, so we'll continue with the discussion from this morning. Again, the question that we had this morning, folks, we were talking about the Bermuda Tourism Authority. How do you believe Bermuda Tourism's dollars should be spent? And that's based on the report at the end of 2025 that the organization spent $32 million, with a bulk of that going to the Bermuda Championship, which is golf and SailGP. And also, just a yes or no on this question. No one, I don't think anyone's answered this. Yes or no. Does the Bermuda Tourism Authority do enough to justify its existence? I'm going to say no. I stand by that. I am a true believer that if you eliminate the Bermuda Tourism Authority, our fortunes won't change. Our fortunes won't change. They will not change. Michael Daniels says, does the BTC, I think, hold up. When people do that, I always have to look at the keyboard to see if the C and the A, the letters are close together. But I think he means BTA. It says, does the BTA, I believe he means the BTA. Does the BTA provide a line item account for how the money is spent? If yes, is there any way for us to make comparisons with other regions? A former BTA CEO once said to me and others in the organization, Bermuda tourism's budget was double of the United States' biggest city. Do with that what you will, Michael Daniels. Do with that what you will. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says no. He doesn't believe that the Bermuda Tourism Authority does enough to justify its existence. Says no. We've got Suzanne Ingham says no. Allison Russell says no. Far too much given to the BTA. Yet hotel workers are still laid off. And that goes back to the comment earlier by someone about measuring whether or not, I believe it was Mr. Glenn O'Chase says, consider the trickle-down impact, ground transportation, accommodation, restaurants, even limited entertainment, musicians. Sometimes we don't need to go that deep for data, you know. The data's right in front of our faces. I'm gonna challenge. I want to see if any one of you will do this. I want to see if any of you right now would call one of the local hotels and ask them what their occupancy is right now. You know what? Let's do that. Let's call one of Bermuda's local hotels. Let's call them. I'm gonna call I'm going to call, we'll do it live right here. Because this is what we do. This is a live program. We're going to call a local hotel. Let's call. Let's call. That's what we're going to do.
With great pleasure, we welcome you to the Lauren Hotel at Pink Beach, Bermuda, an island hotel unlike any other.
Mm-hmm.
We invite you to select from
Yep.
one of the following options.
Select an option.
Hotel reservations, press 1. Mare Restaurant and Pink Beach Club,
No,
press
that's not.
2.
No, we want it.
For the concierge desk, press 3.
What we want.
Or at the
Let's hit concierge.
helping you make lasting
We're gonna
memories
hit
during your
concierge.
stay. Stand by while we connect you to the concierge staff.
We're going to get the concierge at the Lauren Hotel real quickly. Yeah, let's see if they give us any information.
Good morning. Thank you for calling the Lauren Hotel. Sorry, speaking.
Hi, my name's Jamel Hartman. I'm actually calling. I'm on the radio right now. I just wanted to know, what's the occupancy at the Lauren right now? Hello? Hello? Hi. What's the occupancy at the Lauren right now?
The occupancy, let me just put that for you really quickly. One moment.
Thank you so much. I'm wonderful, wonderful. Could be doing better, but hey, got to work on that myself. Internal things. How's your year starting? Having a great 2026 so far?
Yeah.
I love to hear it. Love to hear it.
So right now,
10%. Okay. And the Lauren has what, 35 rooms? 49. Okay. Thank you. I hope to visit very soon.
okay.
Thanks so much.
Look forward to welcoming you.
Have a wonderful day.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. See, audience, I don't just get on here and run my mouth. Should I call another hotel to make a point, or was that one enough? If it's one thing that I want people to understand about doing this show every day, is I really, truly don't wake up and say, who can I annoy or offend? I wake up and I really ask myself, what can we do to improve our community? The Bermuda Tourism Authority gave away 32 million of your dollars. And out of 49 rooms, one of our newest properties, only 49, 10% occupancy. 10%. And this makes it worse. We've got Sophia Smather saying, side note, the Lauren has a great rate right now compared to their usual rates. So even the rate's low, and they can't, and this is not any knock. The Lauren is probably one of Bermuda's most beautiful hotels. But if the Bermuda Tourism Authority can't fill one of the newest and most beautiful hotels, why are we allowing them to spend our taxpaying dollars all willy-nilly? Audience, am I making sense to you? Like 10%. We literally got people living lavishly and having cocktails in their hands and eating fancy foods and taking pictures and putting them on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram like we're living large. But we can't fill a hotel with 49 rooms. I just called live. To prove a point to you all that we're giving all this money to a tourism organization that I told you at the beginning of this show. If we eliminated the organization today, nothing would change. Nothing would change. They can make up all the numbers they want, but the true number is in how Bermudians in that space are able to live. And if I'm a hotel, right, because I understand business, and business is not about feelings, it's about existence, right? But if I owned a Lauren and I'm only at 10%, how then could I afford to employ people? That's how we should measure the Bermuda Tourism Authority. Not by how many people, we have this false sense, even with social media, right? You got people get 10,000 followers and get 100 likes, and they think that's success. No, likes help you beat the algorithm to get you more views, but views don't equate to success. So how do you turn those views and those likes into success? Are we asking those questions? Audience, seriously, you're quiet. $32 million. All of us tuned in right now combined will probably never see that amount of money in our lifetime. But $32 million. And one of our smallest yet most elite properties, 49 rooms, and we can only fill 10% of them. So the question is, how do you believe Bermuda's tourism dollars should be spent? And also, after hearing that proof in the pudding, does the Bermuda Tourism Authority do enough to justify its existence? Dorian says, Happy New Year, TDH crew, and a Happy New Year to you as well, Dorian. He says, do you have the stats on how much the BTA board members are compensated? I know that they were compensated $20,000 a year. It was $20,000 a year for, and I believe the chair may get $40,000 a year. I stand corrected. That used to be it, $20,000 a year, Dorian. I'm not sure if it's still that. All right. We've got Allison Russell says, many more homeless than people could imagine. It's really sad for such a rich country, more like the working poor. We've got Alan Kate Horton says, and what are we doing with South Peak? Well, here's the thing. We can't fill the hotels we have now. And you're telling me we're going to open up a bigger one? Man, come on, audience. Come on, audience. We've got to want more for ourselves. If you're just tuning in, if you are just tuning in, we're talking about the $32 million. Yeah? The $32 million the BTA signed in contracts in 2025. Right? Most of it to the Bermuda Championship, PGA, and SailGP races, right? No. It's all fine and dandy. It's all fine and dandy. But they're being compensated all that money, and they can't fill the hotels. So what are they doing? They just closed down the New York tourism office, and now they're allowed to work from home. So now you're paying for their, probably giving them a stipend for their homes that they're staying and working at. Audience, you all need to be loud with this. You need to be loud with this. This is not a good look. This is not a good look. Again, let me repeat. This is not coming from an anti-tourism space. This is coming from a pro-Bermuda space. When I was out and about in the community in December, people are struggling. And when I say struggling, that doesn't mean everyone's homeless or everyone is, but people are not able to live comfortably. hard-working people. Some working multiple jobs are struggling, but yet we can give away $32 million in contracts, yet we don't see the results. Let's go back to the audience because this is about you. This ain't about me. Kenton Trott says, I think the BTA needs to better explain what they actually, and what the return on investment is for these major events. Indeed. Dr. Maria Simmons says, right. Charles H. Jefferson II says, I don't think board members are being compensated that much. Charles, that's what I was offered. It was $20,000 at the time for the year. I don't know if it's changed, but I believe, again, I stand corrected, but I believe it was $20,000 for the BTA board. Actually, we can go. I'll look. Let's go. Yeah, let's check it out. BTA board members compensation. Yeah, it is. It's as of 2014, 2015, board members were entitled to a $20,000 per annum. Yeah, that's it. $20,000. It's right here in front of me. Yeah, right here in front of me. So now again, it could have changed since the BTA board's inception, but it was definitely $20,000. Kenton Trott says, I don't have enough information, but to my regular eye, it doesn't seem like enough is being done. Dr. Maria Siemens says, we have opened up more foreigners having the opportunity to live here while our people flee. Okay. For the record, says Charles H. Jefferson II, in most destinations, DMO board members are not compensated. It's a service to their communities. Interesting. So in Bermuda, it's almost a part-time job at $20,000 a year. But in most other destinations, it's a service to their community. Interesting. Who was the first board? Wasn't the first chair a hotelier? David Dudwell, Sr.? Miss Ellen Kate Horton says, exactly, how much are we giving the billionaires at Southampton Princess, SP, in concessions? Ramon Smith says, with all of the Bermudians living abroad, can there be an ambassador program to help promote Bermuda for some sort of referral fee for them once a person books? Just a thought. That would probably do more justice than having a Bermuda Tourism Authority. Yeah. Glenn O'Chase says, okay, you called the Lauren in a business sense. That's what we're talking about. The bottom line is on an annual basis. The spreadsheet, revenue versus expenditure. At the end of the day, is it good ROI? Yes, yet yes, this time if your occupation levels are historically down. Perhaps more attention needed read a shoulder season. Mr. Chase, before my time in tourism, which I started working in tourism in 2012, the aim was for the shoulder season. That was the aim. How long are we going to be fighting to say we're going to give the shoulder season attention? The whole point, that's the job of the Bermuda Tourism Authority. Summer sells itself. Summer sells itself. The existence is to fill the rooms during the shoulder season. They are failing at it. I have to reiterate this here. This is not personal. There are some genuinely hardworking people in the Bermuda Tourism Authority. And I mean that. They mean very well. They really want to see Bermuda do well. It's not just for show or for ego or for the parties or to make people believe that they're doing something. They genuinely want Bermuda to succeed. But this conversation has nothing to do with those individuals and their passion for what they do. This has everything to do with the bigger picture about the Bermuda Tourism Authority's existence and their failure to deliver their mandate. And I encourage every last one of you to stop believing that social media likes and follows and whatever else equates to success. If a big ego is success to you, then congratulations. But I think Charles H. Jefferson II used to say it often, and I don't want to misquote him, but I'll try to get close enough, as I stated earlier. Success is not in what the organization tells you that they're doing or they've done. It's how those in the industry are able to live the jobs created. That's how success is measured. I think we can all agree that the Bermuda Tourism Authority has failed the Bermudian people. And I would encourage the minister, Owen Darrell, to address it. Mark Arthur says, once again, this just shows we need to keep those persons in authority accountable. And Michael Daniels says, is there an alternative to the BTA? I'll tell you, I don't know if you've just tuned in, but I repeat, if you remove the Bermuda Tourism Authority today, I don't think the results or lack thereof will change for the worse. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, also board members in the U.S. include the GMs of your largest hotels. A board's responsibility is to be strategic. Large hotels need to be strategic in their thinking. Folks, we're going to take our final break. And after this break, we'll come back, we'll wrap it up, we'll give you a daily play. In the meantime, please, whatever platform you're streaming on, be it Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Don't go anywhere, because I want to see if you are able to get this daily play. Stick with us.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Novazok Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Every space has a message, whether it's a store, a government office, or a doctor's waiting room. With Store Tunes Radio, transform your environment with customized music and professional messaging that keeps people informed, engaged, and at ease. Easy to use, built for organizations of every kind. Powered by Bermuda Communications Group. Store Tunes Radio, the soundtrack to better customer experiences. Visit storetunesradio.com to learn more. Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thank you all for rocking with us. I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour, brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lenders, People's Pharmacy. Big shout out to Hot 107.5 as we continue to stream live, bringing you these important community conversations, folks. If you haven't already, whatever platform you are streaming on, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. If there are 50 people rocking with us on YouTube, then we should have 50 people liking, loving, and sharing this conversation. The same with every other platform that we're on. Folks, it's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, it's a Bermuda Trivia question. This one has to do with our almost guest today. All right, and hopefully we'll have Mr. Blakeney come this Friday. Here's the question, audience. How much do you know? What year did Hot 107.5 begin broadcasting in Bermuda? Well then, You all are Googling. Yeah. Well, come on, Stacey Amber. How you get that? It was 2004. Yes, it was 2004. They celebrated their 20-year anniversary 2 years ago. It was the summer of 2004, July 2004, I believe. We've got Charles H. F. Saxon, 92. That was way too far back. But yeah, 2004. Suzanne Ingham said many, many moons ago. All righty. And Angeline Bartlett is 2002. Folks, let's wrap it up. But I really want to just, again, thank you all. As I said earlier, after last week's first show, I had a medical setback. And as mentioned earlier on in the show, kidney stone that was causing swelling and bleeding internally. Right now, doctors are monitoring the situation to see if he'll pass on his own or if I'll need surgery in the coming days. But I just am so, it was overwhelming in the best way. The messages, calls, and check-ins, greatly appreciate it. And thank you once again. That said, as far as a thank you, Tanya Cheeseman, and enjoy your birthday today. Again, it's Tanya's birthday today, so folks, send her some love. But I want to say this regarding today's show to wrap it up. These conversations, I don't have them to alienate people or condemn people or disrespect or offend people. I have them because I want us to do better. I want Bermuda and Bermudians to receive better. We cannot continue down the road that we are currently on. That $32 million is a lot of money for our hotels to be at 10% and people being laid off and not able to work. That's just one hotel. If I'm in that space, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. And I really hope that even those within tourism don't see my words as condemnation or take them personally, but see them as, you know what? Jamal actually genuinely cares. He actually genuinely cares and wants to see us succeed. We've got to do something different, but we've got to do many things better. We're failing at tourism. And I would encourage the government, the minister, because I'm not talking to the board. They're complicit. But the government that's who answers to all of us. Well, you all, because I can't vote. But they answer to all of us. Anika DeShields is very interesting and enlightening topic this morning, Jamal. Thank you, Anika. Please share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Seriously. I'm planning on doing more stuff like what you saw this morning, how we called the Lauren. Because if you don't believe it coming from my mouth, then you're going to hear it from their mouths. I did say, this is Jamal, we're live on the radio. Right? I did say that. All right, folks, it's time for your daily inspiration. Let me give you something. All right, here we go. This is from James Cameron. He's the director of the Titanic. He says, if you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. End quote. I don't know if Bermuda Tourism Authority is failing above everyone else's success. But one more thing, I want to say this because there are some people in the community that say, oh, he's just ranting. Oh, I can't take it. Folks, if you choose to live under a rock, if you choose not to live in our reality, and then when you get hit like a ton of bricks, don't say you were not warned. Please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy. Big shout out to Hot 1075, allowing us to stream these most important community conversations on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you. We love you. And we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are is out. Peace.